Hey you guys, this is Coach Joshua back to you another video, and this video is coming from R.4. Alright, this is a 6th grade IXL. This is R.4. Alright, and we're talking about the quadrants. Alright, so I'll break this down. Right, this is one of the most simple concepts, right? So, but remember, it's just dealing with a coordinate plane, right? So whenever you got a coordinate plane, right, we already know that there's an x-axis, which is a horizontal number line, and then there's a y-axis, which is a vertical number line. All right, and we know when you put those two together, they form a T-shape, right? So remember, when we usually plot points, we plot them on the horizontal line and or on the vertical number line, right? Well, when you're dealing with a coordinate plane, you're not plotting them on the lines all the time. Well, most cases, you're plotting them in these sections, right? So this is a section, this area right here, right? This is a section. If it land over here, like the heart is in this section, the triangle would be in this section. Because remember, everything is related to 0, right? And then the star would be in this section right here. So there's 4 different sections created by the 2 intersecting number lines. All right. And all you're going to do is say what section each shape is, or whatever they ask you, right? So before we start talking about what quadrant is what, right, we got to identify, right? Well, let's just say this. We'll say that there are 4 sections, right? So one of them is going to be called the first section, right? This is the second section, the third, and the fourth. All right. So this is just so we could just easily identify where something is. We could just say, okay, section 1, right? Or we will say, instead of saying section, we'll say quadrant. So this would be quadrant 1. This would be quadrant 2. This would be quadrant 3. And this would be quadrant 4. So if I say the circle is in quadrant 1, the heart is in quadrant 2, the triangle is in quadrant 3, and the star is in quadrant 4. All right. So all you do, how do I make, so say it like this. How do I plot a point? So if a point is anywhere in this section, what 2 directions I must go to get in this section? There's only 2 directions you must go, right? Well, I have to go right and I have to go up, right? So I have to go right and then I have to go up in order to get in this section, right? In order to get in this section, I have to go from 0 left and up, right? Because this, in order to land in this section, in the relationship to 0, it is to the left and it is up. So this one will be left and up, correct? Okay. And in this section, it will be in relationship with 0, it will be left on the x-axis and down on the y-axis. To land anywhere in this section, I must go left and I must go down. All right. Left and down. All right. That's my coordinates for that one. And then my last one, what 2 ways I must go to get there? I'll wait. Exactly. I'll have to go right, and then I have to go down on the y-axis to land anywhere in here. All right. I hope you understand what I'm saying, right? Right and down. All right. So because you're moving in those directions, that means every point that lands in quadrant 1 has to be a positive number because I'm moving right, and then another positive number because I'm moving up. Only 2 ways you could get positive numbers: if you move to the right and if you move up. All right. So challenge yourself. If you need to pause the video and try to see what type of numbers would be in quadrant 2, what type of numbers should be in quadrant 3, and what type of numbers should be in quadrant 4. And then check to see, unpause the video, and then check to see if it's correct. All right, so in this section, it will be left, so negative number, and then up, so a positive y. So that means my x has to be a negative number, and if you see the negative numbers go this way, and then if I go up, it's got to be a positive y. So every point that's plotted in this quadrant will have to be a negative x because I'm moving left in relationship to 0, and it has to be a positive y because I'm moving up in relation. All right, so then I'll speed this one up. This one I have to go left and I have to go down, so therefore left in relationship to 0 is a negative number, down in relationship is a negative number. So if I go in the bottom left hand corner, bottom left, below 0 and to the left of 0, it will be a negative negative. And then last but not least, this quadrant will always be move right on the x, so a positive first and then a negative because I'm going downward. Understand? All right, so this is quadrant 1. So all this one I mean is quadrant 1. 2, the Roman numeral 2 is just 2 eyes. It's real easy to identify because you see 2 lines, right? So that's 2. 3, that's 3 eyes. Basically, that's quadrant 3. And then 4 is easy to identify because it's an I and a V. All right. So 1 is 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, and then 4 is an I and a V. All right. So now watch this. The question is asking what shape is in quadrant 3. Well, I got to think. This is quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2. And this is quadrant 3. So what shape? The triangle. So all I'm going to do is go click the triangle and then hit submit. Okay. So I'll write the quadrants again. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4. All right, you're just counting. So you start here. I like to think of it like this. What was the very first type of numbers you ever learned? Positive numbers. So my positive is my first quadrant. And then you just count counterclockwise. So you go positive, then this 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what is in quadrant 2? This is quadrant 2. So this is the square. All right. Real simple. You should be able to get through it real quick. Quadrant 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a circle. Boom. Quadrant 2. 1, 2. The triangle. And then you should, this should be one of the easier ones for you. So remember, quadrant 4 is IV. So 1, 2, 3, 4. As you practice it, you'll be okay. All right. Got any questions? Let me know. Hope this video helps you out.